You ever have someone try to steal your truck from your own private ranch, then have the audacity to call 911 and say you're the thief? That's what happened when Karen, the president of the HOA down the road, spotted my pickup parked on my land and decided it was abandoned community property. So she called the cops, tried to claim it, tried to have me arrested. But what she didn't know, I had her on security camera, snooping, lying, and even trying to open the truck. Let's just say she didn't get the truck. She got caught, called out, and completely humiliated. The setup: my ranch and my old truck. I live on a 28-acre cattle ranch on the edge of a luxury HOA neighborhood called Silver Ridge Reserve. They've got fountains, Facebook groups, and people who file formal complaints if your dog barks more than once per day. I'm not part of the HOA. Never have been. But that hasn't stopped Karen, the HOA president, from trying to civilize the rural fringe. Her biggest complaint? My 1996 Chevy Silverado. Yes, a beat-up but loyal work truck I've had for years. Faded paint, scratches, still runs like a beast. I keep it parked under a shed by the barn, nowhere near the HOA, nowhere near their jurisdiction, but apparently too visible for Karen's comfort. The first complaint. It started with a typed letter dropped into my mailbox with no name. There's an unregistered vehicle creating blight near the HOA. We expect it removed within 72 hours. I ignored it. Then came a second letter, signed Karen M., HOA Board President. As Community President, I am reporting this abandoned vehicle to the county. It will be towed at your expense. I laughed, then installed a new trail cam facing the truck, because Karen had that look, the kind of look that says, I will make this my full personality. The security footage and the setup. 3 nights later, the camera caught it all. Karen walking across my field in flip-flops, cupping her hands to the truck window, taking photos from every angle, and even trying to open the door handle. She then pulled out her phone and called 911 from my land. The recording later revealed her saying, yes, there's an abandoned vehicle on our HOA's extended boundary and a suspicious man claiming to own it. Suspicious man? Me. My truck? My truck. Extended boundary? Her imagination. The sheriff arrives, and the truth unfolds. The next morning, 2 deputies show up. Polite, but serious. We got a report of an abandoned vehicle that may have been stolen. I said, she call it in? They nodded. Can you prove ownership? I smiled, pulled out title, registration, insurance, footage from my trail cam. They watched the clip. Karen peeking in, trying to handle, and calling 911 from inside my fence line. One deputy whistled. Well, that changes everything. Karen gets confronted. The officers walked down the road to Karen's house. I watched from the edge of my property as she came out in a robe, already playing victim. But when they showed her the footage, she went from indignant to pale-faced silence. She tried, I thought it was stolen. I was just protecting the neighborhood. The deputy said, you made a false emergency report, trespassed on private land, and tried to tamper with a vehicle you don't own. She mumbled something about legal counsel and slammed the door. The fallout. Karen was fined for false emergency reporting, issued a trespassing warning, removed from the HOA board after residents saw the footage, and forced to issue a written apology, which I framed and hung above the truck's sun visor. The HOA sent me a formal letter. We acknowledge your ranch is not under our jurisdiction and will respect your boundary moving forward. Darn right they will. The new sign by the truck. Private truck, private land. Smile for the camera, Karen. And below it, trespassers will be shown on YouTube. Final thoughts. She thought she could take my truck. She thought a fake 911 call would scare me. She thought my ranch was her HOA playground. But in the end, she didn't get my truck. She got caught on camera, in a lie, on someone else's land, and in front of the entire internet. Sometimes, you don't need revenge. You just need a good security system.